Y'all, life can life, okay? And stress can stress. But despite what's going on in your world, you still have to make time for yourself. You still have to keep yourself grounded. And trust me, I know it can be extremely challenging. In this video, I want to talk to you guys about 3 things that I do to stay mentally strong. If you're new here, hello, my name is Jasmine. Welcome back to the channel. And just so you know, I am a full-time entrepreneur. And for anyone who runs any type of business, you already know how chaotic that can be. You have good days, bad days you want to quit, days you're like, this is the best thing I ever did for myself, right? It's just all over the place. That's business, okay? But despite all of that, you still have to be mentally strong, because one thing I have learned about entrepreneurship is you can't move off of desperation. If you start to make decisions because you're desperate, it's just going to continue to go downhill. So you have to be mentally strong. Same if you're losing weight, like you're going to have days where you don't feel like eating clean. But if you really want that weight off, if you really want to live a healthy lifestyle, you still got to lock in most days. That takes mental strength, okay? Mental strength is key, or nothing that you want to do is going to happen. All right. So the very first thing that I do to stay mentally strong is I have become so confident in myself, and I remind myself of the things that I've already overcome that was 10 times harder than this, whatever I'm going through, right? So I lost 100 pounds, and of course, weight loss is hard, right? It's extremely hard. And I've since kept it off for 4 years. I already know that most people cannot keep that amount of weight off for that long. People yo-yo diet all the time. I used to always yo-yo diet. And the fact that I've been able to sustain a 100-pound weight loss for 4 years is validation enough for me to realize how resilient I am. Because most people can't do that, right? So whenever I'm going through something with my business, whenever I'm going through something, in my personal life, I quickly say, Jazz, you can get through this because you lost 100 pounds and you kept it off for 4 years. Like, do you know how hard that is to do? And that's that micro validation that I need to remind myself, Jazz, I know this feels like a big deal right now, but I'm telling you, you've gotten through worse and you will get through this. And the only way you're going to have that is if you start keeping the promises that you make to yourself. Having confidence in yourself will dictate what kind of life you have. Because I used to be extremely insecure. And when I was in my 20s, I was very insecure. And that was when I was the most lost. That was when I was, I felt like I was trapped in life. That was when I was 100 pounds overweight. I was 340 pounds back then. That was when I was drinking every day. Like, it was just a dark time in my life, right? But that was also the version of me that never followed through with the promises that I made to myself. So that's why I didn't have confidence in myself. But because I have confidence in myself now, I did the inner work, I show up for myself, it's allowed me to stay mentally strong, even in really hard times, okay? The second thing that I do to stay mentally strong is I have removed toxic people out of my life. You guys, you may think that the things people say to you don't affect you, but I'm telling you, it will. If you spend enough time with them, it will. You are a reflection of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And if you spend most of your time with toxic ass people, they will begin to chip away at how you feel about yourself. You will start to become toxic too, right? It's just not a good place to be. You should only be surrounding yourself with people who make you feel highly about yourself, people who remind you how amazing you are, people who show up for you in a way in which you show up for them. If they're not doing that, that's a problem. You have to get so mentally strong that you start to look at it as, I'm too good for this. And some people are going to say, no, that's narcissistic. You shouldn't think like that. Yes, you should. If the way someone is treating you is making you feel bad, I want you to have so much confidence in yourself that you're like, this person's not even worth my time, because they're not. And the longer you hang around them, the longer you're becoming mentally weak, and you have to be mentally strong. You have to cut those people out of your life. Now, most people aren't going to do it until they're good and ready. So if you want to waste 5 more years of your life, go right on ahead. But until you cut those people off, that mental strength that you're looking for, you're not going to find it. You're not going to find it. And it doesn't have to be dramatic. You don't have to send a long ass paragraph, curse people out. You can just slowly start distancing yourself, making yourself less available, not responding as quickly as you once used to. Telling them no more often until they get the point, right? It doesn't have to be chaotic, but you got to slowly slice and dice. And the third thing that I do to stay mentally strong is I just remind myself of why I started in the first place with whatever it is that I'm working on. So when it came to weight loss, for the longest time it was about, oh, well, I just want to like my body and the way I look. Oh, I just want a flat stomach. At first it was aesthetic. But the longer I kept doing it, the more I started to realize how good I feel about myself, not just mentally, but physically. I started to not breathe heavy going up flights of stairs. I started to be able to move better. My knees stopped hurting. I had 2 knee surgeries in college. It was like just the physical stuff. It started making me feel good. And on my weight loss journey, I started to realize, okay, the reason why I'm eating like this, the reason why I'm moving my body is because how it makes my body feel. Now I sleep peacefully at night, like 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep. Before I used to toss and turn because I was overweight and I was, waking up and coughing and feeling like I was losing my breath, right? And now I don't have those problems. So I say all that to say, you have to remind yourself why you're doing the thing that you're doing. So that when it does get hard, because it will, it's not a matter of if, when it does get hard, you can remind yourself, well, I'm doing it because of this. I'm doing it because of that. You become more grounded in the original decision that you made, which was the reason why you started, the reason why you keep going. And so on those days when you don't feel like showing up, you're still pushing through. It becomes like, how like when you get up to brush your teeth, you don't think about it, you just do it. Like you're not like, oh, do I want to brush my teeth today? At least I hope you're not, right? You're like, I don't know. You get up and you just do it because you know you have to do it or you're going to have bad breath. You get up and you work on your weight loss because you know that if you don't, you're not going to get to that healthy physique, right? You wake up and you do what you got to do for your business because you know that if you don't, you won't be able to make the extra money that you wanted to make to take a vacation with your children, right? You won't be able to make that extra money that you wanted to make so you can pay off a credit card or whatever, whatever it is. Like, you have to know why you're doing it in the first place and just move accordingly. You just show up because this is why you're doing it. You're trying to get out of debt. You're trying to buy a house. You're trying to save for retirement. You're trying to spend more time with your family. Like, whatever the reason is, that's why you keep showing up. So I hope those tips helped. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.